Tensions are beginning to surface at Anfield, with reports suggesting that Liverpool boss Arne was left furious with one of his key players following the clash against Burnley. The incident has sparked fresh debate over discipline and expectations within the squad as Slot continues to stamp his authority. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Liverpool head coach Arne admits British record signing Alexander Isak is in no state to feature significantly as their schedule ramps up with the start of the Champions League. The £125 million striker was left out of the squad for Sunday's last gasp 1-0 victory at Burnley, having played only 18 minutes of football for Sweden and having missed pre-season and game time due to his dispute with Newcastle. Isak spent Saturday having a hard training session and was involved in recovery while his new teammates were at Turf Moor labouring to a fourth successive win. Mohamed Salah's penalty in the 5th minute of added time, extending the Reds' 100% record and restoring their 3-point lead at the Premier League summit. If you start a season when the players have been off for 5 weeks, you give them a certain base before they are able to play 45 minutes, said Slot, who side faced Atletico Madrid at Anfield on Wednesday evening. We got him from Newcastle in a state where you could see his pre-season was going to start now. Then he needs proper minutes of training before he has a certain base, let alone for him to play twice in 3 days. We try to prepare players at the beginning of the season to play once a week, and then we try to do more before the rhythm of 3 games a week. Alex is far from ready for that schedule of 3 games in a week, but we could use him today for 5 minutes and Wednesday 10 and then 15. But we don't believe that is the way to build him up. In Sweden, they did the right thing by giving him good sessions without playing him a lot, and we did the same, so now he will be able to play 45 on Wednesday as a minimum or a little bit more. But if he plays 45 on Wednesday, don't expect him to play 45 or more on Saturday against Everton, as his body is not prepared for that. Slot admits his side got lucky after being frustrated by the Clarets' organised defence, and it was a relief to snatch 3 points after being rewarded for throwing on more attackers to chase victory after the late sending off of Burnley's Leslie Ugochukwu. They almost got a point, so I'm not saying anything negative about it, but it is difficult to outplay 11 players in their own 18-yard box, and a draw was probably expected throughout the game, Slot said. But we tried with the substitutions we made to bring all the players we have who can attack on the pitch. I think we were 6 or 7 in the end, and I don't know if that has anything to do with us scoring, but we created the penalty and had a big chance with Jeremy before that. Despite the defeat, Burnley boss Scott Parker was proud of his players. It's really tough, and I'm gutted for the players. We took the game to the 95th minute today, and a penalty has decided it, he said. We had to survive at times and had to dig and go to places not many human beings sometimes go to. They survived their moments, they worked tirelessly for the cause, and resorted back to a default position, which was let's do what we can, and I'm very proud of them. Now, in a furious rant from Arne has explained his decision to withdraw Milos Kerkez in the first half of Liverpool's 1-0 victory over Burnley. The Hungarian was booked for simulation midway through the first half before being replaced by Andy Robertson in the 38th minute. The Dutchman, who was seen having a brief exchange with the 21-year-old on the sidelines after taking him off, admitted the left-back was not smart for diving, as he conceded his yellow card played a part in his decision to replace the defender. Having already taken off Kerkez on the hour mark against AFC Bournemouth on the opening day of the season after he had been booked, Slot conceded the risk of a red card was not a gamble he was willing to make. Yes, I said already to him that it wasn't smart, he said. He replied to me that he felt some arm in his back. But let's be clear, it wasn't a penalty. It is funny that the 2 dives we have had in the 1 and a bit years I've been here, they have both led to a yellow card, so we're not really good at it. I see it happening a lot without the referee giving a yellow, but the moment we do it. It was a dive, he told me he felt something, but it wasn't a foul, so it's not smart. Not only the yellow card, but also afterwards he played the ball no foul at all, but the referee blew his whistle, which can always happen. The reaction of the fans and their players trying to go to the referee, saying if you think this would be a foul, then it's a yellow, which would have been ridiculous of course. Then it's a risk. The only way we could have lost his game was if we were down to 10. 11 versus 11, we could have drawn it, but we couldn't lose it as they were barely over the halfway line. I didn't want to take that risk. It was hard for Milos because normally you don't have to take a player off if he has a yellow, but I felt this was the best choice. In other news, Liverpool's pursuit of Adam Wharton has been given fresh momentum after reports of a dramatic 40% reduction in his asking price, with Crystal Palace now said to be willing to cash in. The Reds are fresh off a record-breaking summer of recruitment, splashing around £440 million in a window that smashed British transfer records twice and cemented their status as favourites to retain the Premier League crown. Yet despite that unprecedented outlay, signs are clear. Slot's Liverpool are not done. Back in May, we revealed the Dutchman had identified Palace's tigerish midfielder Wharton as a player of real interest, placing the 21-year-old firmly on Liverpool's long-term radar. While no concrete approach was made in the summer, other positions took priority. Reporter Fraser Fletcher has since confirmed that Wharton is back under serious consideration ahead of the 2026 transfer windows. And now, according to journalist Mark Bruce in the Daily Briefing, Palace are willing to sell their prize midfield asset this January, dropping his price tag to £60 million, a steep fall from the £100 million once demanded. On paper, it feels like a golden opportunity. Wharton's qualities are clear. Former England boss Gareth Southgate once labelled him an unflappable operator with outstanding vision and maturity beyond his years. He has already established himself as a key figure at Selhurst Park. But the key question lingers, where would he fit at Anfield? Slot has a wealth of midfield riches. Wharton would be competing directly with Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister for a starting role in Liverpool's 4-3-3, while Curtis Jones and Wataru Endo remain in the frame too. The 21-year-old is versatile enough to operate as both a 6 and an 8, but game time would not come as freely as it does at Palace. For a player still shaping his career, reduced minutes could be a stumbling block. There's also the matter of timing. Wharton is said to be open to a move that allows him to compete for top honours, but he is equally content at Selhurst Park and unlikely to force a transfer. Leaving mid-season could risk disrupting his rhythm just months before Thomas Tuchel selects England's squad for the 2026 World Cup in the United States, Mexico and Canada, a factor Wharton will surely weigh carefully. For Liverpool, however, the situation is straightforward. If Slot sees Wharton as a player who can elevate the squad, the club has shown a willingness to spend big when the right opportunity arises. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.